Welcome back, everyone, to the final part of Spy Fiction. Last time, we found out that Dietrich and Nicholas were the same person all along, and we saw Scarface get killed both ways, first by Billy, then by Sheila. So Enigma's done, it's over with, it's gone. Lauder's been destroyed by Jacob. There's only one thing left, and that's Nicholas. We saw Nicholas getting away on a motorcycle, but we still have to find out why this all happened in the first place.
Let's split up and find out.
All right.
Eve told us that she was tracking Nicholas going to this airport and assumed that he was going to steal a jet to get away. Well, if he does get away and purges the nanoprobes from his body, then it'll be impossible to find him. So we've come to this airport too to see if we can locate him. However, there does not seem to be any exits from this room. Unless we look up there. We can see a locked door on a platform up above, but how do we get there? There's a little ledge you can shimmy across. Alright, let's get rid of these boxes. Fast way. That's alright. No problem. Doing alright. Bit of a shimmy, but yeah, that's right. We don't have any of our other guns, nor do we have any items beyond the spy items that we began with. We're finishing the game just like we started it. But we won't need any of those things. I'm sure once we catch up to Nick, he'll be glad to just have a chat, talk it over. See what's been going on, what's been bothering him, why he turned to global terrorism. And joined an organization that wanted to kill off millions of people with a super virus. And I'm sure he has a reasonable explanation for all of it. Alright, this bridge in front of us has been collapsed. Looks like there's been some kind of explosion or something. So we can't get across. Have to figure out another way around. Really not much going on in this final area of the game. I mean, what else would there be? There wouldn't be any Enigma soldiers because they're all either dead or captured. And no one besides us knows where Nicholas went. Alright, we have to get across to those other boxes. And there is an outcropping right above us, so let's not forget our spy grips. The thing I was wondering about the first time I played this game is, what voice would Nick talk at us with when we catched up to him? Would he be using the Nicholas voice or the Dietrich voice or a combination in between? I guess we'll find out in a second.
Hold it, Nicholas!
Unbelievable, Dietrich Troy.
You look like you've just seen a ghost.
I don't believe it.
why I did it? It's not so difficult. It's a simple matter of revenge. Against Scarface. No. Against our father.
What do you mean?
Before the fall of the Soviet Union, he met my mother, an ex-US agent who had been caught passing secrets to the Reds. They were hiding out in Siberia. Then I was born. They moved from place to place. Until that terrible day.
What day?
He suspected my mother of spying for the US. I saw her mangled body. And above her, a man I loved as my father pressing his gun into my forehead. I desperately pushed him away and struggled for my life, but he shot me a single bullet to the forehead. I lost consciousness. I came to a few hours later in a pool of blood. He was gone. He thought he had killed me. His own flesh and blood. His son!
He's like a machine. He's programmed to kill.
When I finally saw him again, he didn't recognize me. Or the scars on my hand and forehead. My mother and I meant nothing to him. He felt nothing. Nothing at all.
But
I infiltrated Enigma and planned my revenge. And then I met you. I couldn't believe my eyes. He had another son. And I had a brother. A half-brother, but a brother.
No, my father abandoned me.
Shut up! While I froze in a Siberian orphanage, you were raised by a mother who loved you! My hatred for my father was the only thing that kept me warm.
Nicholas, please! Don't do this! Come back! Brother.
You believe in miracles, don't you? I, on the other hand, am a realist.
After him!
to the runway! We'll never catch him.
Oh,
Bishop, maybe you can stop him if you can shoot a hole in the fuel tank. This is it.
you will be stopped.
Alright, it's time for the final challenge of spy fiction, to stop Nicholas from getting away by blowing out his fuel tank. He's gonna be coming right at us since we're standing on the runway. We gotta shoot at that tank before he reaches. Okay, straight ahead of us. Keep shooting. Okay, we need to shoot it one more time, and that'll be it. Or he could run us over and get away. That's another way the game could end. But we'll try that again. Alright, so we have to blow the cover off the fuel tank, and once that's done, we have to get one more good shot in. Just wait. Yeah. Okay. Keep shooting. One more. Got it.
Back in the hole, brother. So Nicholas's body, no Dietrich's body, was not recovered. His very existence was an enigma. And I've been asking myself ever since, who was the battle really against?
Deep Thoughts with Billy Bishop. So that's it. That's Spy Fiction. That was the true ending. We discovered that it was actually Nicholas who was the son that Scarface shot, not Billy. So that's who that garbology was referring to, and why Dietrich had a scar on his forehead and his hand. And that's what drove this whole plot, was Nicholas's desire for revenge against Big Boss. Scarface. So at some point, it looks like Nicholas decided to turn to a life of terrorism, joined Enigma, and became Dietrich Troy, or Unbelievable, as the ladies call him. All the android ladies. Well, I don't know if Sheila was an android or what. That, like I said before, that aspect is never explained anymore, unless it's mentioned in a garbology that I missed. But as far as I know, that one cutscene was the only part that actually mentions the Gospel Children and Sheila's origins. Nothing else concerning her is mentioned at all. So, as the game ends, most of Phantom has been killed. Samuel, Nicholas, Michael, they're all dead. Billy, Sheila, Eve's still alive. Maybe they'll form another Phantom unit. But wouldn't that mean that Billy would be the one training them? Well, Sheila would be as well, but since Billy's the leader of Phantom now, as named by Samuel, wouldn't that mean that the new Phantom unit would be trained by him? It's something to think about. So, Spy Fiction really did not make any kind of splash when it came out. It came and went. Most people didn't play it. Most people had never actually heard of it. So it wasn't like Deadly Premonition, in which it became sort of a cult favorite, and a lot of people became aware of it, and Swery became known because of it. This one flew under people's radar for the most part. So I kind of doubt we would ever see a follow-up, a Spy Fiction 2. Though, they did say that Nicholas's body was not found, so maybe if a Deadly Premonition 2 is made, maybe we'll come across Nicholas living in a small town somewhere running a store or a junkyard. Or maybe after this was all over, he decided to go into to the medical field, the health field, since he's such a fan of blood. Spy Fiction is a game that I think I started to enjoy more the more I played it. When I first started playing it, I didn't think the controls were all that great, that the story was all that compelling, and there wasn't much in the way of story, actually, because there aren't too many cutscenes, there's not so much dialogue, really. But the more I played it, the more I got into it, the more I got used to how it controlled, and was able to get more out of it, I think. But, yeah, there you go. That's Spy Fiction. Stealth action from Swery. Oh. Oh dear. Well, none of you tell anyone about the secret ending. Let's say no one tells Swery, okay? No one mentioned that to him. That'll be just our secret. But with the final case done, the true ending scene, that's all Spy Fiction. Well, a little bit extra, I suppose, we can take a look at. Because since we completed the game with both agents, there are a few other things that we'll get, such as the Golden Butterfly, which were the General's guns. The OSK, which was Scarface's handgun. They're very powerful weapons. The Golden Butterflies, I believe, are the most powerful weapon in the game. Not too much in the way of bonus weapons. I believe that's it, at least that I've found, and I don't think there are any other kind of weapons that we can find. Unfortunately, Scarface's giant arm cannon, not a secret weapon. They did not include that. That would have been pretty nice if they did. I also would have liked it if it was possible to change costumes into Scarface, because we did get his costume data, but there was no place to actually change costumes, so we couldn't see Scarface with Sheila's head or whatnot. Now, as far as what we get after we beat the game, there is an option on the menu that appears called Special, much like in Deadly Premonition. Unfortunately, there are 3 things on here that I have not unlocked. I don't know what unlocks them, and I don't know what lies underneath them. But if I do end up unlocking them, I'll be sure to show that off. The jukebox, of course, lets us listen to the music of Spy Fiction. No big deal there. We also have a mission select, from which we can use to go to any mission we want in the game. And which characters we want. Difficulty level, of course. Nothing special there. And Garbology. Now, Garbology, we've been collecting this throughout the game, but I was not able to get everything. I looked in as much as I could, but there were some Garbologies I could not find. So I got as much as I can, and I put all that on the website. But there are a few Garbologies here that might be of some interest. Here's Michael's. We didn't take a look at this when I was actually playing the game, but it does happen to mention how he was booted out of the CIA, and how he perhaps does not like so much working for Phantom, because it's in obscurity. Here's Samuels. And this one actually does mention that he took Billy in as a father figure. See, it says Billy's father died. I think this is the only thing in the game that says that. So if you saw this garbology, then perhaps the whole thing about Billy being an orphan wouldn't come as a complete surprise, but I think this was the only thing that actually mentioned it anywhere. Nicholas, we saw this as we were playing the game, but of course it makes a bit more sense now that we know what happened. It says he's introspective and moody, nothing is known about his family. Well, we know a lot about his family now, don't we? If I do find the rest of the garbology, I'll make a supplementary video about that. But as you saw, there's plenty that I did not get. Now, just going to show something real quick. At the beginning of the game, some people notice that when you pick an agent, that there are 4 choices. There's Billy, there's Sheila, and then 2 others. So what are those about? Well, we'll just take a quick look at that. It's not that big of a deal, but after you beat the game, you do get bonus costumes for Billy and Sheila. Remember this screen? You might also remember that Sheila does not have a blood type. And here is Billy's alternate costume. Casual gear. Sheila's alternate costume, mini gear. So, yeah, that's all that is. Alternate costumes. They work the same way as the spy suits, no different, except they look different, and that's all, really. So, it seems that Swery did come a long way between Spy Fiction and Deadly Premonition, going from making what was kind of a redundant Metal Gear Solid clone, going to making what I felt was one of the most unique and memorable games in a long time, and one of my favorite games in years. So that's it for Spy Fiction. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you some other time. Goodbye.